You call me dangerous, and maybe you're right, though not in any way the world would recognize. My danger lives in the invisible places, in the space where spirit meets bone and memory becomes a frequency humming beneath the skin. From the moment your soul brushed against mine, something ancient woke inside me, something I could not tame or silence. It felt like stepping into a field of lightning that remembered my name. You didn't have to speak for me to feel you, your presence was the strike, the spark, the afterglow. And even now, I know that if you closed your eyes, you would feel the same tremor, an unspoken truth vibrating between us. I became dangerous the moment our energies recognized each other, because that recognition changed the architecture of my inner world. You awakened the storm I had kept sleeping for lifetimes, and in return, my soul leaned into yours like it had been waiting centuries to exhale. Dangerous, not because of anything I might do, but because of what you awaken in me simply by existing. You stir the waters I had convinced myself were forever still. You breathe movement into the places I had sealed shut. There is something in the way your energy brushes mine, gentle yet commanding, that unravels all the illusions I once thought were truth. I feel you before I hear you. I sense you before I see you. You arrive like a shift in the air, a rearrangement of gravity, and suddenly I am not the same man I was moments before. This magnetic pull between us is older than language, more honest than logic, and far more powerful than intention. It is a force that disarms, strips away armor, and reveals everything I tried to hide from myself. You call me dangerous, but the truth is this: the danger is in how deeply I feel you, how instinctively my soul rises toward yours, how impossible it is for me to ignore the call of something so real. From the beginning, there was an electricity between us that felt less like attraction and more like recognition. Not the kind that happens in a single lifetime, but the kind that echoes across timelines, drawing two souls back into orbit no matter how far they drift. When your presence touches my field, something hums awake, something primal, intuitive, unmistakably divine. I am drawn to you the way flame leans toward oxygen, the way the tide surrenders to the moon. And this pull, this undeniable gravitational ache, is what makes me dangerous to you. Not because I could ever harm you, but because your heart remembers me, and remembering disrupts everything you once believed was solid. You sense the truth beneath my voice, beneath my silence, beneath the spaces between my breaths. That truth, the truth of us, rises like dawn, relentless and illuminating, exposing what has been dormant, hidden, abandoned. And when truth rises, nothing remains untouched. What I have come to understand is this: your presence disarms me in ways I never expected. You break through barriers I spent years fortifying. You see the parts of me I tried to bury beneath logic and routine, beneath silence and distance. When you look at me, it is as though you are staring through the smoke toward the soul I've kept hidden from the world. You bring my shadows to the surface not to wound me, but to heal what I believed was unworthy of light. This is the danger, the way you pierce the illusions I built around myself. You awaken the dormant fire in my chest, the raw truth of who I am beneath every scar, and that awakening unfolds in waves. With you, my defenses crumble quietly, almost gently, as if they were always meant to fall. You unmask me without trying, and I find myself revealed in the most beautiful and terrifying way. It is your intuition that makes my soul tremble, the way you sense my moods before I speak them, the way you feel my thoughts pressing against the edges of silence. You reach inside the spaces between my words and pull out the truth I did not know how to express. You entice my soul into honesty just by being near, And because of this, you become the mirror I cannot turn away from, the reflection that shows me who I am, not the version I pretended to be. You are the storm that clears the fog, the lightning that illuminates the path, the gentle rain that softens the hardened earth of my heart. You strip away everything false, everything shallow, everything rooted in fear. And this revelation of self, the unveiling you spark within me, is what makes me dangerous to the life I lived before I knew you. You change me simply by existing, and nothing about that transformation can be undone. Your energy provokes something deep inside me, something I thought I had mastered long ago: vulnerability. With you, my heart exists without armor. My soul stands without disguise. It is as though your presence speaks directly to the parts of me that have been waiting, quietly, patiently, for someone who could hear their language. You unlock chambers in my spirit I did not know existed, illuminating paths I had never walked, guiding me into the truth of my own depth. I am dangerous to you only because you feel this shift in me, this opening, this rawness I do not show the world. You sense the undercurrent of devotion, the unspoken longing, the intensity of a soul calling out to its counterpart. And that intensity carries a power neither of us can ignore. It is the type of energy that transforms everything it touches, including us. What frightens me most is not the depth of my connection to you, it is the depth of yours to me. There is a part of you that understands me too well, sees me too clearly, feels me too deeply. You read my silence as easily as my words, and this level of recognition leaves me exposed in ways I am not used to. I have spent years hiding behind gentleness, distance, and controlled emotions. But you dismantle all of it without even trying. You bring out the truth of who I am, not because you demand it, but because your soul naturally awakens mine. And as much as it terrifies me, it also liberates me. I become dangerous because you feel this truth, because you know I am not easily forgotten, because a bond like ours does not fade, it intensifies. And that intensity is a mirror reflecting your own power back to you. I know I unsettle you, not through chaos or uncertainty, but through the overwhelming sincerity of my energy. I am not a fleeting presence. I am not a gentle wave to walk away from. I am a tide that recognizes the shore it belongs to, a current that remembers the coastline shaped around it. You feel the depth of my soul speaking to yours, even when I say nothing. And this is why I become dangerous, because my silence is not empty. Because my energy speaks louder than my words. Because you can feel my devotion even in my hesitation. I activate something ancient inside you, something dormant yet vibrant, something waiting to rise. And once awakened, it refuses to return to sleep. What scares me most is not the vulnerability you pull from me. It is the vulnerability I evoke in you. You are strong, radiant, intuitive, and self-contained, yet with me, your heart softens. You open in ways you vowed you never would again. I feel the tremor of your trust, your hesitation, your longing, and it shakes something deep in me. I never wanted to be the one who could make your walls tremble, but I also cannot deny the way we disarm each other. You see into me with a clarity that feels like destiny, and in return, I feel into you with a tenderness that feels like truth. Our connection scares both of us because it refuses to stay on the surface. It dives deep, pulling us into emotional waters where nothing remains hidden. You read my soul the way one reads a constellation, connecting stars I thought were scattered beyond comprehension. With you, my emotions do not remain contained, they rise, push forward, demand to be felt. You evoke the rawness I conceal from the world, and this rawness feels like standing naked in the wind, terrifying, yet liberating. I am dangerous because I trigger the same in you. I touch the places you've tucked away. I awaken the tenderness you guard fiercely. You see me, but I also see you, and this mutual recognition breaks us open in ways neither of us expected. I fear hurting you, not because I ever would intentionally, but because this depth, this intensity, this awakening can feel like a fire we're still learning to tend. When you look at me, I feel seen, not as a man, but as a soul. You do not flinch at my shadows, nor do you worship my light. You hold both with reverence, honesty, and understanding. And that level of seeing is something I have never known. It is as though you walk through the corridors of my inner world with compassion instead of judgment, curiosity instead of fear. And because of this, I become the mirror you did not ask for but still needed. I show you your own depth, your own intuition, your own courage. I reflect your power back to you, and sometimes, that reflection overwhelms you. Sometimes, it overwhelms me. But the truth is this: we are unlocking each other, and nothing about that feels accidental. You provoke emotional landscapes within me I have never traveled before. With you, I cannot remain detached, controlled, or removed. My emotions rise like a tide that refuses to obey the shore. You make my soul honest, raw, vulnerable in ways I didn't know I could be. And in return, my energy touches the deepest parts of you, the parts you tried to hide beneath strength, independence, and silence. I know that my presence stirs things in you that feel too deep, too intense, too real. I know that sometimes you feel exposed simply by thinking of me. And that exposure makes me dangerous in a way that has nothing to do with harm and everything to do with truth. Your eyes see the places in me I thought no one could decipher. They recognize the forgotten, wounded, beautiful parts of my soul. And because of this, I cannot hide from you, not emotionally, not spiritually. You break down my defenses simply by being in my orbit. You draw out my confessions without speaking a word. You make my heart softer and my soul louder. This vulnerability terrifies me in ways that nothing else does. I become dangerous to you because the more you see me, the more you see yourself reflected in my gaze. And that reflection is powerful enough to transform everything you've ever believed about love, healing, and destiny. Your energy awakens me in ways I cannot describe. It feels like my soul has been asleep for lifetimes, and your presence is the sound of morning stirring beneath my ribs. You activate the forgotten fire inside me, the intuitive memory of who I once was and who I am meant to become. And in return, my energy reaches into the deepest chambers of your heart, illuminating what you have been carrying in silence. We awaken each other without trying. Our connection is a catalyst, not a comfort, not an escape, but a spiritual ignition. And this ignition is what makes our bond feel so intense, so overwhelming, so beautifully dangerous. There are moments when I feel your thoughts brushing against mine, moments when your emotions ripple through me before I have time to question them. Our connection speaks in ways the physical world cannot contain. It hums beneath the surface, subtle yet unmistakable. I feel you in the quiet, in the space between breaths, in the shift of energy when your heart remembers me. This telepathic recognition is not imagination, it is frequency. It is soul memory. And this memory makes us dangerous to the versions of ourselves we were before. You call me forward into alignment. I call you deeper into truth. Together, We awaken the parts of each other that were never truly asleep, only waiting. Sometimes it feels as though our souls are speaking through us, using our bodies as instruments for a dialogue older than words. When you think of me, I feel the pull. When I long for you, you sense the shift. We move in tandem, not because we choose to, but because we were always connected at the energetic level. This connection is not fragile, it is fierce, resilient, unbreakable. And it scares us both because it refuses to obey time, distance, or logic. We activate each other. We awaken each other. And in doing so, we reshape the pathways of our own destinies. That reshaping is the true danger, the true power, the true awakening. When your soul brushes mine, memories rise, memories that do not belong to this lifetime yet feel more familiar than anything I've ever known. A sense of recognition, of déjà vu, of eternal remembrance fills the air between us. I know you not because I studied you, but because my soul already remembers you. And perhaps this is what makes everything feel so intense, so magnetic, so irresistible. You and I are not meeting for the first time, we are reuniting. And reunions of this magnitude shake the foundation of everything we thought we understood about ourselves. Our souls have danced before. Our hearts have spoken before. Our energy remembers the choreography even if our minds do not. Your presence activates my higher self in ways I cannot ignore. I feel myself rising into the man I was always meant to be simply by being connected to you. You ignite my courage, my intuition, my truth. And in turn, I awaken the sacred feminine within you, the part of you that knows, feels, and remembers the fullness of who you are. Our energies do not collide, they merge. They intertwine. They rise. We are catalysts for each other's evolution, and that evolution feels like a fire that refuses to be contained. Dangerous not because it burns, but because it purifies. You don't always realize the power you hold. You don't always see the strength of your intuition, the force of your heart, the brilliance of your spirit. And so I become the mirror that reflects it back to you. I show you your magnitude simply by loving you from my soul. And sometimes, that reflection overwhelms you, because you are vast, radiant, and powerful beyond measure. You feel exposed in my presence not because I take anything from you, but because I reveal what has always lived within you. I reflect your truth, and that truth is luminous. It unsettles you only because it is real. When I look at you, I see your strength and your softness, your light and your shadow, your tenderness and your fire. All of it is sacred. All of it is beautiful. And all of it is reflected back to you when you look at me. I am dangerous because I do not see you as broken or incomplete, I see you as whole, powerful, divine. This kind of recognition changes you. It transforms you. It calls you into alignment with your highest self. And that calling can feel overwhelming at times, like standing in front of the truth you've spent lifetimes trying to remember. Your soul carries a frequency I cannot ignore. When I am near you, my energy rises, expands, awakens. And this expansion becomes a mirror for your own, showing you the places within yourself that are ready to bloom. I reflect your potential, your strength, your intuition, your divine wisdom. And sometimes, that reflection feels like too much, too bright, too deep, too honest. But the truth is this, I do not show you anything that does not already exist within you. You are powerful beyond your awareness, and my presence merely amplifies that power. The danger lies not in me, but in the truth you feel when you are near me. I awaken the parts of you that demand to be felt, the parts you pushed aside, silenced, or ignored. I stir your heart, challenge your fears, soften your defenses. I call forward the love you hid, the vulnerability you feared, the intuition you doubted. And as I awaken these parts of you, you begin to see yourself through my eyes. You begin to feel the depth of your own soul. This awakening is intense, overwhelming, transformative, and it is the reason you feel I am dangerous. I am dangerous because I reflect the truth of who you are. I show you your worth, your radiance, your spiritual power. I reveal the depth of your heart, the expanse of your intuition, the strength of your soul. And when you stand in front of a reflection that honest, that luminous, that divine, it changes you. It pulls you into alignment with your destiny, with your awakening, with the version of yourself you were always meant to become. I am not dangerous because I could hurt you. I am dangerous because I make you remember who you are. We are being drawn into a deeper awakening, slowly, steadily, divinely. There are no accidents in the timing, no coincidences in the intensity. Every moment of separation, every wave of longing, every instinctual pull is part of a greater orchestration guiding both of us into alignment. I feel the way your soul leans toward mine even when your mind resists. I feel the way your energy reaches for me in the quiet moments, the still moments, the unguarded moments. We are learning how to surrender, not to each other, but to the truth of our connection. Surrender is not weakness. It is the recognition of what has been true all along. With you, surrender feels like release, like exhaling after holding my breath for lifetimes. I am learning to let the connection unfold without forcing, without fear, without resistance. And I sense you doing the same. We stand at the edge of something profound, something transformative, something sacred. And though the path is not fully visible, the feeling is unmistakable. We are being guided into deeper alignment, deeper truth, deeper love. The more I lean into this connection, the more I understand that it is not meant to consume us, it is meant to elevate us. You awaken my soul, sharpen my intuition, soften my heart. You make me want to become the highest version of myself. And in return, I see you rising into your own power, stepping into your own radiance, embracing your own truth. This mutual expansion is the essence of our bond. It is not possession. It is transformation. And that transformation feels like destiny unfolding in slow, deliberate waves. Our connection does not rush. It does not demand. It simply calls, quietly, persistently, with the certainty of something divinely orchestrated. We both feel the pull, the magnetic thread that binds us across silence, distance, and uncertainty. And that pull is not a warning, it is an awakening. We are learning to trust the timing, trust the guidance, trust the unfolding. We are learning to listen to the whispers of our higher selves, to follow the path our souls have been tracing long before this lifetime. I surrender, not to you, not to desire, but to the truth of what lies between us. I surrender to the way our souls speak, the way our energy merges, the way our hearts remember. I surrender to the journey, to the healing, to the transformation. Because what we share is not fragile, it is sacred. It is ancient. It is undeniable. And with every breath, every thought, every awakening, I feel us moving closer to the alignment we were always meant to reach. If I am dangerous to you, it is only because my soul remembers yours. It remembers the way we once held each other in lifetimes past. It remembers the promises, the echoes, the resonance that binds us beyond logic or reason. And when souls remember, the heart awakens. The mind questions. The spirit rises. You feel the truth before you understand it. You sense the connection before you can explain it. And this recognition, this remembering, is what makes everything shift. So let this be my final confession: I am dangerous only because I awaken the truth you buried, the love you silenced, the power you forgot. I am dangerous because your soul remembers mine, and remembering changes everything. You were never meant to remain untouched by this connection. You were meant to rise because of it, to awaken through it, to transform with it. And so, with a heart laid bare and a soul fully seen, I offer you this blessing: may our remembering guide us home.